Hello guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm not doing any flight videos in Explain, but instead I thought I would take you through the latest updates for the Microsoft Flight Simulator scheduled for 2020. And if you haven't heard about it yet, then I guess you have been living under a rock. It's been something everybody has been raving about, and there are as many opinions about it as you could possibly imagine as well. There are a lot of people who are stoked about it. I am as well. You have to at least give it some credit. You cannot tear them down before they get started. They do have a dubious history of giving up on their projects and their simulators, and we must not forget that we are dealing with it's not a little indie company. Microsoft, they do things seriously, and they do have all the expertise and all the funding that they want in their back if they want to do something properly. But again, it's a big company, and they have shareholders, and they have balance sheets, and we must not forget that at the end of the day, like in many other games out there, it's dollar bills that decides mostly how a game develops. So they always try to find, at least in my experience from other games, both on PC and PlayStation and Xbox, that they do tend to find an equilibrium between player satisfaction and money optimization. What people are mostly hoping for is that they will stay dedicated to developing the sim and developing good flight dynamics and good flight models and good weather models, and really speak to the hardcore simmers, which are a community that I think are growing. If you want to just fly a plane with no issues using your PlayStation controller, Xbox controller, all you can do is download GTA 5, but that's not real flying, and we all know that. But hopefully they are listening to the flight simming community and are doing the very best to give us a good product. They have given us a new update, and I thought we should take a look at that, because I think that's the first update that really tells us a little bit about what might be going on and what they are working towards. So we have a few screenshots here. We have something that could look a bit like the Alps or northwest US. It could really be anywhere. It looks quite good. I'm not blown away. It's not it's not a real photo, obviously, and you can see that. But it's taken from fairly low altitude. We are way down on ground level. The texture of the grass looks good, and overall it looks really good. So I'm not sky high about it, and I'm not way down about it either. It's good, it's decent, it's, I would say, ORBX quality. Again, that's just my opinion. So let's take a look at another screenshot again. Yeah, fairly decent. Actually, the best part of this screenshot, I think, is the clouds here. They look really smooth. And really natural. With clouds are hard to describe, because clouds can be anything, and everyone has their opinion on clouds. But for me, it looks good. They're quite dense, quite puffy, and have some randomcy in them. And of course, the textures here, and it's looking okay. Night lighting, not too different from what I already have in Explain. So. But they do also have what's more interesting, 4 new insider videos. So let's check out the first one here. Now this is actually, even though maybe it's the less least impressive of the videos. It's the one that I am the most stoked about. It is showing the clouds in real-time motion here. And what this here suggests is that we might be seeing good volumetric clouds, hopefully developed by the best of the best in the programming market. And that is something that I really am hoping for, and I will tell you why. It is basically the next generation weather modeling for flight simming. Once you have volumetric clouds, you're 99% there. It will give you a more vibrant weather around you. You will not have these, if you have seen some of my explain videos, you will see the weather reloading and redrawing. Then most likely you will not have those redraws. You will have more denser clouds, more random clouds, because it'll be on a randomizer, so you won't have these same billboard clouds show up everywhere around you, which you might have seen in plugins, especially in Ultra Red XP. I tend to see the same clouds, but volumetric clouds would be generated more randomly and have random patterns. Moreover, once you fly through the clouds, which is something that I know a lot of people like, including myself, it would seem more realistic, more dense. And the coolest part is that if you are cruising through a cloud layer at night and you turn on the lights on the aircraft outside, like the runway lights or landing lights, you would get the light beam reflecting off the cloud, which looks really cool. You can check out, there are some videos online from real world flights where you would see that effect, which we currently don't have in any simulator. I do know that there have been X-Enviro have come out with volumetric clouds. They have also mentioned that it's early tech and it's cutting edge, and it has a lot of flaws, and it is an FPS killer, and is currently not available for VR. And even if it were available for VR, which is my way of flying, there would be no way I could fly, and it would eat up all the frames using X-Plane. What my hope and my wet dream is that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 will be optimized for VR as well, including volumetric clouds, and that they're using an engine, gaming engine, that will allow me to use the full power of my rig. If that is the case, then I should be able to fly in volumetric clouds in VR with very good resolution, no issues whatsoever. So that is something that I am really hoping for, because this here looks really awesome. Now we have no indication on the timeline here. I would guess it's quite sped up, but it looks good. You'll see the clouds sort of rolling, dissolving, and the wind moving it ahead. And the shaders also looks good. You have some, I have no idea, the sun is out here, yeah, so you have some cloud shattering here and the sunlight just breaking through here, so it looks quite good. So let's just check out the other videos. Here we have a jet overflying some urban area. I'm not quite sure where it is, but now you might see some landmark that you know and say, hey, that's there. I'm not that familiar with every city in the world, but so it looks good. It's I would say again, we are in Orbex quality area here. The sky colors look quite fluent, and reflections as well looks good. Again, we don't know we don't know how they made this video. If it's definitely been polished. I can tell you, they don't just do one screen video and just pop it out there. It has been polished off, but still looks okay. Then we have some overflying some border here. Could be Everglades or some tropic area, and it looks really good as well. You can see the shadow of the aircraft down here. We have a boat out there, and we have this is the generic wave pattern, so we can actually see generic wave patterns. If we take a look here, you'll see the lines and crossing here, so we will get that carpety look on what is general water. But inside, if we look here where we have the sun glittering, you will have smaller patterns. So I think it will have big patterns and smaller patterns and something for the light to bounce off of. So once you're in, if you're flying a commercial jet and you're a bit higher, you will not notice these patterns as much. Otherwise, it's looking really good. Again, it can be done in X-Plane if you really visit with your Ortho for XP and have really good imagery. But I must say this looks really good. Let's just look. We have a boat here. Yeah, it looks good. Let's just take another look here. Let's look at the waves. So it actually, if you look here, it looks like the crest of the wave, the foam crest, have some, yeah, it has some randomness and some movement in it, which is something new. Let's look on the what would be the general water. Yeah, so actually we have foamy crests that are built in as a part of the wavy water movement, the wave pattern, which would be something new as well for the flight sim. So that looks promising, actually. Let's see, do we have anything else? We have this last one here. Just put this in here. And think that, yeah, it's a close-up of an aircraft, and I think it's more to demonstrate structural, how the structures look, close-up metal, and how the shaders work. And I must say, this here, it's as close to realistic as we can get it. I don't know what you think, but again, it's most likely done in the best settings possible and has been polished afterwards before being published. Could you get this in X-Plane? Yeah, I think you could do it in X-Plane. Not that I'm going to compare, but with the right aircraft and the right machine, max settings and the right lighting, you could do something similar. I have seen some very good short vids and screenshots from X-Plane, so but it's looking really good, really promising, and it shows that they have they are working on some nice details. So I'm not, must be honest, I'm not blown away, but I'm not disappointed either. If they were making something completely bonkers, I would instead be perhaps a little bit afraid that they would be overselling their product. But this looks rather good. Looks realistic with today's tech, and it also looks something that could be realistically run on a decent gaming computer if you have the right engine to run the sim, so that you could make use of the full specs of a PC. Development roadmap, I don't know how much you can see here. Update coming in September. They're obviously working hard on it. Feature discovery series preview, world weather, aerodynamics and cockpit. Again, no real news regarding their VR planning. They have mentioned that they will optimize for VR, but there's no news on that, and I don't think that's the main focus. The main focus is to make it a stable, good working sim first, and obviously also open it. They are positive to third-party developers, which is important. I think mods and third-party software is essential to any specific gaming community, and is essential to developing and growing a sim into what it can truly be. If you're not an insider yourself, I highly recommend that you go to Microsoft or to the flightsimulator.com and sign up for the insider program, and in time you will also be able to give some feedback and requests to the developer team. And I think that's important because it's very easy to sit down, cross your arms, and point fingers, instead of being positively minded towards people trying to develop the hobby, and try to come with your suggestions and just drop your 5 cents. You can't always get it what you want, and we all have different preferences, so nobody will ever be perfectly happy or satisfied. That's just not going to happen, but at least let's try to have a positive attitude toward anything that adds to the hobby. And yeah, I will most likely make a new update once we get some new photos and videos from the Microsoft developers team. And for now, that was all I had, and hope you have a perfect day. Don't forget to subscribe and like to my channel, just to support me, support the community, because supporting flight simming videos is supporting the hobby. So have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.